All right. Good morning, traders, and welcome to the All
How
Markets
can you see
webinar.
what's
This is
happening?
Bruce at Bookmap, and we're going to go
Good
through
morning.
the crypto markets today, especially. But we'll go through the ES. The reason being, we're going to look at some crypto markets today and all week is we have a competition. So let me show you this. Just go to bookmap.com. And this is what pops up on the home page here. Okay, so the crypto trading competition. So it starts on Wednesday at 12 p.m. UTC. That would be 8 a.m. East Coast time here, Wednesday morning, and then ends on 12 p.m. Friday UTC. So that would be ending Friday at 8 a.m. East Coast time. All right. Uh, so I'll go through how to connect and everything, but we're going to do a lot of events around this. In fact, let me show you the calendar here, and we have several events all week long. Right. So this is a great way to get going here in Bookmap. It's free. It's open to all. You don't need anything. The data is free, and then you can win these great prizes. So for example, if we go to competitions, all right, here, and you scroll down a little bit, you can see the first prize here is Lifetime Global Plus. Right, that's $2,000 software, and then you get that subscription, and then you also get plus $2,000 cash prize. Second is the global lifetime subscription. And third is 1 year of Global Plus subscription, right? So also one lucky user will be just drawn from the crowd and also get a subscription to Bookmap. Now you should have gotten this in the email, and we can go through competition and rules tomorrow and maybe Wednesday. But some great prizes. There's a leaderboard here. Everyone will see you. And there's some materials in here and some FAQs down below. All right, so I wanted to mention that to you, and we're going to go through some more regarding that. Let's jump in, though. General disclosure, all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure, trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so let's jump in here and take a look at we'll start with the S&P here, and then we're going to go right over into the crypto markets. All right, so we're going to give an overview of what's happening here in the S&P. We're right kind of in between. You can see the 7:30 here in the morning. This move to the downside below the figure here. Okay, this is important. And 4,500 right here, the figure. You can see even kind of a little bit. It's not really a book flip technically, but you can see what was support here traded and went lower into other areas of support on the bid here, the limit buy orders in here, also and down in these areas here. And you can see that then supply came in at a lower level here at this just below the figure here at 4,500. And it did trade and transact here at the cash open, but it failed to accept higher. So we are below the figure here. All right, and so far, that's what we know just by looking at this order flow here. But we're going to jump back and look at our higher time frame to begin with here. Hold on. Okay, I might have just lost my connection. I did. Yeah, just a minute here. All right. Let's try that again. All right, this is because of I'm gotta get set up here for crypto. There we go. Rhythmic. There we go. All right. All right. So anyway, Just a minute. Good morning, Luis. And let's see, over in Discord, everything good? Check. Good morning, Stan. Excellent work, Stan. You're just knocking it out of the park. Great stuff. So anyway, all right. So we are now connected here, and looks like we're going to get a retest back up into the figure here. We may break out. We don't know, but look at the volume in here, and we talked about this on Friday. Okay, we're going to look back into the data here and the order flow and the behavior of traders and understand what might unfold in the near future. Okay, so we would look for this to spike up into the figure, maybe up into 03, right? And that would be above the swing here at just before 7:30, right? Why do we think that? Well, here's what we have here. Okay, we went down below the figure and this back and forth in here. We went back up above it, and then we went back down below here. However, we did make a higher low. And then look at the volume that's trading up in here. Okay, so this isn't really so great in here. Hold on just a minute. Okay, that, you know, it's really back and forth in here. We don't see an edge here. There's buyers, there's sellers. Look at the size and color of the dots. Look at the bars, and look at where they're trading and taking place. All right. However, this looks different. All right, so what we have is we're coming back up to this recent little swing right here, and we're seeing buyers. Right, we're making higher lows in here. So we're looking for buyers to trade into the figure and maybe up into this liquidity up at 03. Okay, so we have the aggressors on our side here. Right, these are really simple concepts, and they are so effective. We see it time and again, and this is how order flow and Bookmap can help you become a much better trader. Okay, you're not going to see that in your candlestick chart. It's not there. Your footprint chart will show the aggressor, but it will not show you where the liquidity is. All right, so you will see the precise numbers where the volume is transacting. However, it will be on a bar. You will not get these little pullbacks like this here, and understanding that then there's more volume here. Okay, there's going to be one big bar, and then you're going to just see this kind of high volume node here in your footprint chart. Right, you're getting much more detail and precise data here of what's actually happening in the market. All right, so now what we haven't gotten to 03 yet. Right, well, how is it behaving up here at this swing high here? All right, let's take a look. Right, well, you know, it's not bad. This is very consistent buying. Okay, that's pretty good. But when we get up here, though, we don't see that kind of consistent buying anymore. Okay, look at the behavior in here. Look how we get sellers coming in. Buyers take it back up, and there's a little bit of buying here, and there's a little bit of buying here as well. All right, so, you know, we're not really looking for it to break into 03 immediately now, but we will be watching here. If we get buyers back up in here at the figure, and they start to buy again, and then we see them buying back up here at the swing, it is very likely we will get the break up into 03 and maybe higher. Okay, that's what we're looking at in here and trying to read and understand by looking at the transactions and also the order flow, which are the limit buy and sell orders, to give us some insight here. All right, so I don't see much liquidity down here supporting it or demand. It's down here, 94 or 96, a little bit at 96 here. But let's see. Maybe we'll see these buyers come in, and maybe these guys will pull and add their liquidity higher. If we do get that, I would look for a retest back to 4,500, 01.5, and then maybe 03. Right? So that's what we're looking for here. Here's some exhaustion on the sell side, and there's some buying up here. And that's a nice start. We still don't have the order book on our side yet. We do have the aggressors, though. Let's see if we can get a little more buying, and then the move back up into the figure, and then 01.5 here. Okay, that's what we're looking for. However, I would say that this is not high probability. Okay, why isn't this high probability here? Anyone have some suggestions? Good morning, Deborah. No support on the bid. Exactly, Stan. Stan, I mean, you know, you know all this stuff so well. It's great. I mean, like, yeah, we are looking for it. All right. So, you know, do you want to take risk on that? That's the question. If you're looking for just prime setups, then you would not take it. Okay. If you're looking for like, you know, like a, I don't know, 60-50%, like or more kind of setup, then maybe you do, but maybe you reduce your risk, you reduce your size, right? And maybe you take your profits pretty quickly until you see something better, right? So that way you can still learn, you can still trade, and keep your hand in the game, but you know, you know that this is not a high quality setup, right? Whereas before it looked pretty good here. We didn't have the order book, but this volume was very strong in here. Okay, so we were looking for that break, and yeah, and then it took on this liquidity here and traded through it. So yeah, it looks pretty good. So yeah, anyway, that's the way to kind of look at some of these setups in here, is to, you know, how much volume, what is this relationship? See this relationship in here? See how it's just not as good, right? In fact, we just got some exhaustion here on the buy side. We might get sellers here now. If we get sellers, then we'd look for a move back down to the bottom of the range. Here they go. All right. Now see how we kind of looked at that here and understood that we're not really thinking much of this here, and we're not looking for much out of it. And it's due to the behavior of people in the auction process here. All right. Now we're going to zoom out and yeah, exactly. A second wins. That was the answer I was looking for. So no bids lifting the price there. Exactly. And it's the reaction to that liquidity that we want to understand. I think last week's, on Friday, the webinar, there were some questions about, well, is this liquidity, does it act like a magnet? Well, it's not so simple. It's not like that. Yeah, I mean, in the bigger kind of scheme of things, in concept, the market needs liquidity to trade. Whereas in you know, here we know that this is the highest liquidity in this viewable chart range here. It's up here at 03, and then it's up here at 04 3/4, right? We know that. So, you know, well, if that's where the sellers are. If buyers want to meet the sellers and make the transaction, this is where it will take place. Okay, on the bigger picture though, right? So the concept holds true. Now, it's also true that these are where the buyers are down here. And if the sellers want to reach them, this is where they are. Okay, so what we're looking for is this relationship in the context between these buyers and sellers, which are the market buy and sell orders, and the liquidity in here. All right, and that's what we're judging and understanding. We might get, what if we get like high liquidity underneath here on the bid, and then sellers take it on and trade into it and through it? Well, then that's telling us something, that there's selling pressure coming in, and it traded through that area, and we're looking then for lower liquidity to transact. Okay, the magnet would kind of shift and change then due to the aggressor's behavior. All right, so let's see here if we get it now. Here we're back up at the top of the range. We see buyers now. Okay, so yeah, it looks like it just by buyers alone, aggressors, that we're going to trade up into 03. We don't have the book though on our side here. Okay, but we do have the aggressors, right? So it's not the high probability setup that we're looking for. Okay, so anyway, it's again the same thing that we saw in here, and then we chop back around, etc. And now we're seeing the aggressors come back in again. And see how it's dark in here in the book. So sellers can very easily drag it back down to the bottom of the range here. Anyway, the move here with the aggressors, they seem to want this liquidity, so that's where we think the market may go. All right, I think I made my point pretty clear here. Deborah, do you have any questions on that? And anyone else in Discord? And let's see here. Let's take a look at our bigger picture then. And hold on a minute. I really screwed this up before. Okay. This is not good. I keep losing my rhythmic. This is not good. Not good at all. All right, sorry guys. Having a little bit of difficulty here with rhythmic, but anyway, since we got it up now, we got the daily here in a very simple candlestick chart within Rhythmic's RTrader Pro. We have the hourly here, and then we have the 15-minute on the right. So let's take a look at the daily and what's happening here. So let me zoom in a little closer. All right. So on the daily, you can see this is Friday's action here. Or is this Sunday night? No, this is Friday, right? We had a spike above the swing up here from a few days previously. And then it moved back down, and then it moved back up again here. I forget what it did. We were looking for the move lower for the day and on that 15 an hour chart here, and for some gap fills to unfold. Right now, boy, we're right in the middle, flat in the middle of all of Friday's action, and kind of Thursdays and some of Wednesday's action as well. So there's really not too much to say here about this daily chart. Let's look over at the hourly though, and it looks a little bit better. This was the move Friday to the downside here. And then we can see here, is this showing me the right data? It should be. Okay. All right. How about now? Can you hear me now? Okay. All right. How about now? Can you hear me now? Sorry about that, guys. We're having all sorts of issues today. All right. So anyway, we stayed, basically, long story short here, we stayed away from this. It wasn't high probability. We're still looking for it. We still see more buyers in here. We're still looking for it to trade higher, right, into some of these swings, because we see more aggressors in here still. Right. We're just looking for a little bit of a book support here, or demand, and we're starting to see a little bit, but see how they're really pretty far away. We're still getting it. It's just, again, we're not looking for this high probability move here. We have the aggressors on our side and the liquidity's up here. All right, that much we know. Yeah, like I was mentioning earlier, it's possible to look for these to unfold. However, know your risk. Know that reduce your size, and take your profits quickly at the top of some of these ranges, at least some, because it is likely to reverse back into the range and the other side of the range. Okay? Even this one here, okay, because we don't have the support here. It's down here at 98, a little bit at 99 here. All right, so we're still looking for it because we got the aggressors, but that's about it. All right. So if you do have that kind of setup, here are some considerations. They're not recommendations, they are considerations that you can look at this and look for something off the bottom of the range here, and then maybe take a little bit of profit up into some of the swings in here. and then and then hold and put your stop at break even plus, right? So you don't lose any money, because you are kind of anticipating that rotation. Or you can just take all of it if you want, up at the top of the ranges here. And again, it's still doing the same thing here. And now there is a difference in this one. And there's a lot of selling on this leg here. All right, so but it traded into that 98 liquidity and it bounced away from it. Okay, so we're again looking to see if we can still get those buyers in here, but we just found a lot of selling in here too. All right, so that makes it even more kind of muted here, or complex. I shouldn't say that. That maybe not lesser probability of trading up into these areas that we're looking. All right, so, and again, look at this one here. Heavy selling, not heavy selling. Can we get buyers here? Okay, this is a double bottom, a retest, looking for buyers. Now, just the aggressors, right? And we look for it to trade back up into the top of the range in here. Okay, maybe around 01, right? Let's see if we can get it. Again, this is not high probability. So we look at this and we understand through Bookmap what we're looking for here. Right? And this will keep you away from trading. And that's a good thing here. Let's see. Yeah, the bids were starting to support it. It just wasn't really all that great. Second wins. It's starting to do it again, but you see, like, yeah, I mean, I like it. I actually like this because it tried to trade here. It didn't work, didn't find sellers, right? Well, we did find some sellers in here earlier, and we didn't on these two little tests here. Found aggressors, and we see a little bit of order book in here. So it looks pretty good now to trade to the top of the range, and maybe we'll get our breakout, right? That we've been looking for this entire webinar. Okay, especially in here, it's looking pretty good. Here off the bottom too, and also in here, right? But we noted we didn't have that high probability, right? We still don't, but we do have this kind of imbalance in here, right? This little double bottom test in here. Sellers, lack of sellers, buyers come back in. Looks good to trade at least to the middle of the range, top of the range, and possibly break out as well. Okay. Again, look at the order book, still not supporting it here. All right. So sellers can whip it right back down to the bottom of the range. That's why you'd want to reduce your risk and take profit on some of these lesser probable setups here. Anonymous trader, let's see. You want to take a look at NASDAQ? Sure. All right, what do we got here? Get rid of some of these columns. All right. Want to zoom in? Yeah, I don't know. NASDAQ doesn't look too strong in here, right? It looks the opposite. As I say that, it's just breaking. Wow, nice break. I'm sorry I got here just a bit late on that. Let's just zoom out a little bit more here. I would anticipate a bounce down here where these buyers did come in just before around 10:08 or something like that. Right. So some profit taking. We're hitting VWAP. And just not looking for much, but looking for it to kind of slow down, maybe have a retracement back up. Okay, the retracement I would look for maybe to here, 15,400. It's a round number, and then also there's the bottom of this range in here. Okay, if we still continue to get buyers, then look for it to come back up into 05, and then maybe it can even be a false breakdown here. Sure, you want to zoom in? That's what I got. Okay, pretty fast and furious here. We can analyze it the same way in here. There we go. Here, see how they lift here? Okay, looking to see if we can get more again up here though. 95. If we can come up to 99. Okay, now they see 97 liquidity comes in. So that kind of mutes things. But maybe we can still get buyers to trade up to it. Here we go. Let's see if we can get it here. There we go. Let's see if they can get higher here, actually. Now, let's read the aggressors here. See how it stopped here at that liquidity? Now there's a little bit more. All right, so yeah, we can get a little higher. Maybe we can get up to 01 or the figure here again. And sellers whip it right back down. Now, this is moving really quickly in here, but it's the same process that we're using. All right. There they go. Okay. Now I would look for like I said that's about it as a test, and then we may come up into 05 here, but yeah, I don't know about that. This is some strong selling. That was a strong move here. Okay, so if we do get sellers here, they can break right down to VWAP and then below bottom of the range yet again. Okay, so let's see if they can do that. There, see, we're still getting our buyers in here, right? We're looking for sellers though. How does it respond back up to the highs? Do we get buyers? No. Retest? No. All right, look for sellers here at the bottom of this, just at the figure here, and we didn't get them. We didn't get them. So we're back up at 05 here, right? Okay, that's going to be a really nice stop run as well. Okay. So let's see here. So how many of you have you entered this trading competition? The crypto trading competition, go to bookmap.com. It's right on the homepage there. It'll be Wednesday and Thursday, and then some of Friday morning. I really encourage you guys to sign up. It's all free. You're in, Stan? Excellent. You get $100,000 in a demo account and trade it. That'll give you leverage up to like 3 Bitcoins, 3.2 or something like that Bitcoins. you know, trade as much as you like, trade your heart out. But you know, we're going to go through many events, like I was telling you, and we can go. Let's go to our calendar, and I want to show you all these events in here. In fact, I'm going to go from the link right off of Bookmap app into the Learning Center, and then we're going to scroll down here to our calendar. All the events are in here. We're going to go through a little bit today, like I said, and then that's this event here. And then tomorrow, I'm going to go through setups and event details and get you guys connected. We're going to go over connection right now briefly as well. And then we have Crypto Lifer, one of our educators, educator partners. He will be streaming live, and he'll go over at 1 p.m. East Coast time. What he looks for in the competition. And then on Wednesday, I've made some new events in here just for the event. 9 to 10 a.m. We're going to go through, again, setups, events, maybe some trading reviews, some of your trades. If you want to send them, we can take a look at them. We might even have an open mic, and you'd have to do that over in Discord and come into the event. Yeah, we're here to like really dig deep into this here. And again, what we're going to go through is going to work on all markets, right? So we have that event. Then later that day, we have another crypto streamer, professional trader, John Slazas, who's been trading for a long time, and he now trades exclusively crypto. You can sign up for these events in here by clicking on them on our calendar. Then on Thursday, again, another special event here, 9 to 10 a.m. And we're going to go through, again, setups and debriefing, etc. And then on Friday, let's see, I don't think we have anything more on. No, I think that's it on Thursday. On Friday, during this time, we'll go kind of a debriefing over a lot of different trades. The event will be over at that time. I don't know if we will announce a winner at that time, but we will look at the leaderboard and determine who the winner is, I think, later. But we'll debrief tradings, and we have an AMA session, so ask me anything, etc. So we're having all these events around this crypto trading competition, right? So take advantage of it. Like I said, it's free and open to all. And then here's how you sign up and connect. So go to bookmap.com and click on join and win now, or join the competition. Okay. What this will do is it's going to take you to a login page here. Okay. Now, if you're a current Bookmap subscriber, just log in. Once you log in, then you will see a window pop up that says thanks for, or it'll ask you for your username that you want for the leaderboard in the competition, right? And then you've signed up. For those of you who do not have Bookmap, you'll have to click sign up here and register for bookmap.com. And then it'll ask you for that leaderboard username. Okay. Now, once you've signed in, okay, you'll need to log in again to Bookmap, and basically it will take you here to show you. You need to go to your portal. Okay. So log in, and then this will take you to your bookmap.com user portal. And then you need to download Bookmap for Windows here or for Mac here. You need to have the new version of Bookmap, right? So that's important. And version 18 or 19 or greater. So it's build 7. It's version 7.4 build 18 is the minimum requirement. Okay, so now you've installed Bookmap. What you do is you'll start up your Bookmap. You need to go into the live trading mode. It has to be real trading, all right? And then let's go through some of the details that you need here. Okay, so and you guys ask me any questions here. Yeah, anonymous trader, this Nasdaq is moving very quickly right now, but the read is the same, right? Now we saw that move up into this 05, and then we were looking for a potential move lower. It had a real nice move lower. And anyway, crypto is going to be the same thing, so you're going to love it. In fact, some of these crypto markets are really actually pretty nice to trade. The window download is not giving you permission to complete the download. It should, Deborah. If it doesn't, reach out to support@bookmap.com. Yeah. So yeah, Sela, if you sign up right now, you can start trading. I'm going to show you how to do that. All right. So we're going to go through the process in here. And you can start trading now, but your account will be swiped clean when the competition starts at 12 p.m. UTC on Wednesday. All right. So let's go through the process here in connecting. All right. So now once we have downloaded, installed Bookmap, and then the run option, real trading, okay, then you'll come up to your connections up here. And you'll need to configure a connection. All right, there's two connections you're going to have to make, and I'll explain them here. So go to configure here. All right, next step is see, I only have Rhythmic and DX feed here, right? What you want to do though is add or remove platforms. This is connection platforms. So we're going to click on add basically. That'll take us to the Bookmap plugins manager for level 0 and level 1. Level 0 is Bookmap Connect, and that's what we're interested in. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to add in two different connections. All right, so one is Bookmap data, which is crypto data. We're going to scroll down to the very bottom in here because these are ones I've already installed in here. Okay. Go down to the bottom in here, and you want to look under available for install here. All right, and you can see that there's Bookmap data here. There's the trading simulator. There it is. Yeah, it's right here. Okay, never mind. So under install, available for install. Okay, that's what we want to look under. And then we want to install these two, Trading Simulator and Bookmap Data. So first, let's install the Trading Simulator. This is going to be a connection to your Bookmap account. That's what this is. It's nothing more than that, but it is necessary and required. So install it, okay? And then it says the platform is installed and ready to use. Okay, we need to install the other one though too, right? So let's scroll down here again to the bottom, and we're going to install Bookmap data. Okay, install that. All right, now it says it's ready for use. Okay, so click OK. Let's click OK, and we're going to exit this now. And you'll note in here that Bookmap data is now installed. Okay, under installed add-ons here, and we scroll down again to the near the bottom here, and we can see the Trading Simulator has also been installed, and here's where you can remove it if you want. All right, so let's click OK. All right, now we're still here in the connectivity configuration window. Let's add a new connection. Click on Add. Let's go up here to the top, and from the platform drop-down, let's click on that, and we're going to scroll down to our Trading Simulator here. Click on that and click OK. All right, now we've got to go back to connections here, and you can see Trading Simulator has been added, but we're going to configure the other one. We're going to configure Bookmap data, come back to the connectivity configuration, click Add Connection, click on the platform drop-down, and now here is where we're going to scroll down a little bit and Bookmap data. Select that and click OK. Great. So now we've installed them both. Okay, we need to go back to connections and then we need to select them. Okay, so first we're going to select the trade simulator, right? And then next we're going to select Bookmap data. Okay, that's it. Now let's go and click on the plus tab here. And then from the platform drop down here, this is where we're going to add the instrument from the plus tab. Click on the drop down here and let's select Bookmap data. This is where you are now connecting to the Bookmap data for crypto. Okay, we actually are the data provider for this. And in the type platform here, click on that, and we're going to click on competition here. Right, it pops up kind of by default there, and then exchange here is multi-book. You don't have a choice on that one. And then also for the symbol, it's BTC USDT. So it's Bitcoin Tether. All right, Bitcoin USD Tether. And that's what we're using for the competition. Is that all clear? Right. So now we'll get to the advanced options here. We can add, 1 hour of backfill data. That's fine. We can always add more if we want. Tick size. This is important. Click on the drop down here. Okay. And you have these various tick sizes in here. Select one and try this. This is what I would recommend that you try for the competition. It will be a lot of data here, right? So if you have a lot of other instruments open and you don't have a very strong machine, it may bog it down. If that does happen, try closing a lot of the instruments and open just the Bitcoin here. All right, if you really have problems, you have an old laptop and you're connected wirelessly, which you should not be doing anyway, then I suggest you select 10, right, and it will work. For your size granularity, select 0.01, and now we'll click subscribe. Okay, it should pop up. And where is it? Should pop up. Let's try it again. Subscribe. Okay, I'm already subscribed to it. Okay, so where is it? Okay, that is odd. I haven't had, of course, I have this during the live webinar. But yeah, it should be. Why it says I'm already subscribed to it. Well, we can unsubscribe. Okay, and then we're going to resubscribe to Bookmap data. And then once we get the plus tab here, we'll click it again. It's connecting. I know that the developers are still working on some things, but it should pop up here. Interesting. It's grayed out. It is trying to connect. I've gone through this many times and have not had an issue before. Let's go back and remove it and reinstall it here. Map data remove. Okay. Back down to the bottom. Install. Okay. Ready to use. Click OK. Let's add our connection. See Bookmap data. Yeah. Click OK. Uh, all right, guys, I guess I cannot show it to you. It's having some issues in here today, this morning. We'll try it again. See if this connects. Everything else looks good. Yeah, I really wanted to show it to you. Anyway, we'll come back to it. In fact, let's remove it again. Okay, and then we'll reinstall it. All right, well, let's go back to the ES here and see what's happening. Okay, so we never got up to our 03, right? At least not yet. Okay. Now, we were looking for it, but less probable. In fact, we could get it again here right now. So let's see if we do. Now, again, we're still looking for these elements in here to lean on. Yeah, that's really important here with these confluences. So this is going back to, yeah, close and reopen the workspace. Maybe, I don't think it's the workspace, but I appreciate that, Stan. Yeah, it is simply not here. And that was weird that it showed that I was connected to it. Hadn't seen that before. Anyway, let's take a look here at this S&P. All right, so again, look, see how we have this kind of, I mean, heavy selling, okay, but buyers kind of turning around here. It retested here, and we're back up here, right? So we went from this kind of zone here to this kind of zone here, and what we're looking for at the top of the zone is green dots, buyers, and we're looking then for this liquidity in here to kind of bid up, and maybe this guy to pull. 03 is going to stay in the book, I'm pretty sure, but we're looking for that, and then we're looking for the reaction to this liquidity up here. We're looking for buyers. Okay, and we're not getting it. All right, so there's really nothing to do. This is what I mean by going through this process in here. See how you can just stay away from these trades. Now there we go. See, now that was very high liquidity, very short-term high liquidity, and it looks like a spoof to me to try to maybe get it up to 4,500 here. But now let's see if we get a little bit more. See how the book is starting to build out, and we're getting our buyers now. All right, this is looking a little bit better. Okay, it still doesn't look great, but we've got that other element, at least part of it. In fact, we can kind of go through and grade it. Like, how good is it? Well, it's okay. Again, would you want to risk full position size on this? No. You know, but we have the element now, and we are still looking for 02, and maybe it's at 03, and then 05 up here. Okay, see they're pulling now at 02. That's a good sign as well. Right, so we're still looking for these buyers to lift it up into 02 and 03. Okay, any questions on that? Did you see how, like, it's, you know, we had to kind of zoom in a little bit, and you can see how the order book here, the blue, started to kind of, you know, change a bit in color, and look how it's doing it again now, right? So looking good. Still looking for, we're through 02, now we're looking for, there's our 03. Okay, and let's see if we can get up to 05, 04 3/4, 05. All right, so, you know, we On Friday we saw some, I think much better, clearer or cleaner setups, but this was not bad. It did what we were looking for. It just wasn't as clean. So you just wouldn't risk as much, right? You would manage it differently based on objectively looking at the order flow in here and the player's behavior. Deborah, if you're still having issues with the download, then it might be something on our end. I mean, like I said, it's weird that, I mean, I've been connecting on and off to this like over the last 4 or 5 days. So yeah, I am registered for the competition. Yeah. Yeah. So and it's the proper account. So I was connected earlier to it this morning. You will need to be registered, though. That is a good point. Yeah, you have to register for it to work. Absolutely, no question there. Seller, absolutely. I mean, these dumps are. This is the market. This is how it is. You have to have pretty thick skin, and you have to be able to know what you're the you have to know what you're looking for. The thing that will help the most is to understand exactly what you're looking for, right? And that's what we're trying to go over and cover here, right? And because it's all here on the chart, and that's what we want to know, is the buyers and sellers in this context between them. So then you would reduce your risk, or you don't know what's going to happen in here. You don't know like some of these things. So it if you don't know, you just stay away. Okay, and then we started to get this in here. You can even see it in this time frame here. It was a little bit underneath here. We started to see the aggressors. They started to pull in here. So we started to get it. So we were looking for that move. It just wasn't as clean and clear if it really shown high liquidity. That's all. The dots weren't bad, but they were a lot better once they got up here. But that's different now, because now we know it traded and transacted into this liquidity up here, right? It is nice and consistent here. We want to see that consistent buying means that these aggressors want to trade up to these areas up here. Yeah, so you would avoid this in here. Or, we talked about several ways to manage it in here. Okay, and then how to take profit up at the top of the range in here. And this way, we're still going with the trend. We're just looking for a pull back into the bottom of the range. And then we saw a nice one, I think here. Yeah, it was here, right? And it didn't make it. It pulled all the way back here yet again, and then did it again in here, and then it dumped pretty hard before it traded up into O2, but it dumped pretty hard. Buyers came back in again, right? And they finally transacted into it, right? So you can see that this is dynamic, right? And you're going to have to adjust your risk according to the dynamics. Okay, but you're looking for something specific, and that specificity will keep you away from taking bad trades, right? Because when you start to see these things work out, they usually work out, and that's because it's higher probability. Oh yeah, I mean, trading is not easy. It's hard earned. That's just people think that, oh yeah, I'm going to make $1,000,000. Well, you may. It's going to be a grind most likely, and then once you get really good though, these kinds of moves, they start to unfold, and you're just looking for that, and you don't care about anything else, and just take that, right? And yeah, take your profit up here. we don't know if it's going to continue on or not, but we look at the order book underneath, right? It wasn't that great. So having it pull back again is kind of likely. I would say it's more likely. So, take your profit, right? And if you had done that already, you would have had like, some pretty decent trades in here, and then you would have had some stop loss, but they would have been at break even. Okay, so look, hindsight is so easy, and yeah, it kind of did what we were looking for in here, but trading it is really where the rubber meets the road, and knowing what you're looking for, right? So that's the key, and understanding that through the behavior here in the traders. Yeah, maybe Alois might be right. It might be Deborah that the download folder. Go to your download folder and you might see it in there, but you have to wait until it completely downloads. Yeah, sell it. I mean, it is, trading is like, I mean, you sit there and you toil and wait, and you got to manage it on the fly, at least for the day trading. Now, we're only looking at a few kind of correlations in here, and this is what we talked about on Friday, right? If we go here to the streams, this was Friday's here. I renamed it order flow confluences, and the reason I did was because we're looking for very specific things in here and confluences. We've been looking at these same things for years. I'm just kind of redefining them and looking at them in a different way in here. So maybe you want to go back and watch this one here. I can share it for you guys in the channel. And that might be helpful. And I can also share it here in Discord. There you go. All right. And now the funny thing is, Sala, that this is just how the markets are. Is a lot of times you see all of this chop, and you want to trade, you want to make money, sure, but the market's not going to give it to you, right? So you have to look for exactly what you want, and then it's more likely the market will give it to you. And then maybe you just made a few points in here. It's not much. If you played your cards right and you played a few points in here, you could be up like maybe 6, 8 points or so, maybe 10 points already just from this little area in here, and then this would have been another like two points in here, 2 or 3 points, right? So you could be done for the day basically, but basically you kind of toil and it trades back and forth, and then you get the big easy move, and that's when you really want to step in and stick with it, okay, in those trending moves. And we don't know when they're going to unfold. We thought it was going to unfold maybe in some of these areas here, and it didn't. We didn't have all the pieces in here. Here we didn't either. We had some of them, it just wasn't as great. And so we got up into 03 finally, and that's it. Right, here's a retest to it as well. That's it. All right, so let's try again with our crypto. Come back in here, add a platform. Do I add connection? Do I have it in? Yeah, I need to add it in the platform. Go to Bookmap Connect, down at the bottom, install Bookmap Data plugin, ready to use, click OK. Let's add our connection here. It should be available. Scroll down a little bit, Bookmap Data, click OK. Right. Then we'll go back up here and click map data. Click on the plus tab. Everything looks good. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I think internally we're having some issue there. All right, guys. So this is great. So now we've got it here, and now we can go through our crypto. Right. So again, look at this setup right now. Where do you think it's going? Well, it looks like, we have demand underneath here pushing. We have our aggressors. I'm looking for 27,300. And now it just broke out of this little range in here. And crypto is, it trades a little differently, so you got to be kind of careful. But we have a bit of demand in here. They actually pulled in here. They're down here at the bottom of the range and starting to show again in here and underneath. Okay, great. We're looking for our 300, 27,300 here. You'll note how these markets trade differently. I'm looking at one tick in here, or I'm sorry, $1 per tick. Okay, so it's pretty granular because this is a $27,000 instrument. You'll see how it really is funny how this liquidity comes in and it stays right underneath it a lot of times, pushing it. Maybe you try to get in on a pullback and you won't, just because it doesn't pull back. This time it did pull back. Okay, so we didn't get that move directly up into 27,300. Okay, this is a pullback here, right? So it traded up to the top of the range and now it's pulling back into the range. Okay, but it's still in this picture here, it's still looking pretty good for trading higher. Okay, so here come the bulls, and let's watch this. Let's zoom in a little bit. See, note how this high liquidity comes in like this. Okay, back to the bottom of the range. There was some liquidity here. Okay, now they're a little bit lower. So we don't have all the pieces quite yet. Okay, see, there he is. Now what's the reaction to that? Do we get our buyers? No. See how we didn't get our buyers here? Now look at the sellers. That's a flip of the order book right in there. There's some wicked stuff in here, right? So they were on the bid. We didn't get our buyers in here though. We were looking for that. We wanted the reaction to that liquidity under here to be buyers and then trade up into 85 liquidity and maybe higher. Reaction was they pulled, sellers came in, they flipped in the order book, and then likely the move will be down to this liquidity at this point, right? Let's see. Okay, not quite yet, but that's what we would look for, right? So the dynamics here shifted and changed, right? And this is classic for crypto stuff. Okay, so buyers again underneath. See how they push that up? See how you can see this reaction to this liquidity. Now see how they pulled up here? And we got buyers, right? Now we're looking for a bit more buying. Okay, we got it. Let's see if they push it higher now. Now see how this is we're getting insight in here. There's back and forth in here. Okay, so we're looking for it. We're trying to catch a falling knife in here, basically. So we can kind of maybe take a step back and not worry about this too much. All this back and forth in here, right? So we're looking for down here at 260. And we're looking for these aggressors and the context down here at 260. Okay, now if this kind of liquidity here goes higher and we see buyers, then we have our context. We're looking for up into this 290 and 300. Okay, again, buying looking pretty good in here. Buying looking pretty good all the way through. Some selling in here, but look at the dots and look at the bars. There's more buyers. So, all right. So now let's see if we get up here. Now we're at the top of this little range, and you'll see this in crypto markets. So we see it in all markets. Top of the range and a fade. Okay, but now let's see if we get a reattack to the top of the range. And let's see if we get a skew in that order book on the bid here. I don't see it yet. Right, and we're looking for a bigger one so we don't drive ourselves crazy in here. We're looking for a bigger one. We're looking for like maybe this type of liquidity to pull and add higher. Else we stay out. Right, so we don't get caught up in it here. Like Sela was saying, like how this can be like really whipsawed around, and that's what we want to stay away from. Let's see some questions in here. Yeah, actually, this is a good question. I'm sorry, I didn't finish getting set up here to trade. So thank you, Sela, and then I'll get to some of these other questions in here. All right, so yeah, all we did was connect to data. Now we want to be able to trade it, right? Okay, so here's what you do. You need to open up your trade control panel. I'll go through it here. Oops. Okay, I'll go through the whole process here. So now you've connected to Bookmap. You finally got your symbol up here. Great, everything's looking good. Now you want to trade. All right, so and you will have to be registered. You will have to have this trading simulator. This is the connection to your account. All right, so now here, click on the trade control panel to open up trading. You will have access to this. It doesn't matter what your subscription is for current clients and also for new clients. Now note in here, I opened up the trade control panel, but this is all grayed out in here. It says off in here and it's grayed out. So I can't do anything. All right, so what you need to do in here, and this is really important, is you right click in here and then you're going to add a panel. Now it might already show. Okay, now we can just hit restore or let's just add our panel. The panel here we want to add is cross instruments trading panel. You may be familiar with this. This is how you can actually trade from the ES into the ES micro, okay, from the ES mini chart. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be trading from Bitcoin USD from Bookmap data, USDT, from Bookmap data into your demo account with Bookmap. Okay, so now I brought up that cross instruments little panel right here. It just popped up, right? Now click on the drop down here and then select the instrument that you're going to trade into. Okay, Bitcoin USDT competition, that's the one, and click start. Okay, and now you get the pop-up message here. You have activated cross trading. You will trade BTC USDT in the competition from this instrument here. Okay, so that's how this works here. Okay, now come back up and click on, you can trade from the chart, the dome, or both. I'll select both. You might want to click on the little pin here. So if you look at another instrument and come back, this is always selected here. It'll always be open. It's up to you. Let's see here. Yeah, so I've been kind of goofing around in here. So I have a balance over, made a few trades in here. So I have a balance over 100,000, not by much, but a little bit here. So now I can trade. Okay, so you can trade from the chart or you can trade from these buttons down in here. OCO orders and bracketed orders have they are minimally supported in here. Okay, they're not they will work, but they are on server side. Okay, so it's different. Now this will be for if you trade with Ninja or whatever. They have server side. It's not. I'm sorry. They have user side. Uh, OCOs, etc. And brackets. They're not on the server, so it's on your local machine. So that's why they're minimally supported. So be careful about that. You can also use market orders, you can use limit orders, you can use buy stops and sell stops as well. Just make sure that you click on your stops here and see the stop order type here, and then select market. Okay, and then you need to select size. Now you can trade up to like 3.2, I think. Contracts. So you have $100,000. Let's just do the math quickly, right? So this is now 27,000. Let's say 27,300. Okay. We have $100,000 divided by 27,300. We can trade 3.6 basically contracts. All right. That's how it works. Okay, looking good for this move higher here. Let's see what unfolded here. Now, see, this is where the buyers, it looks very good now for trading up to 300. Okay, because this is the context here. Okay? The context is like we don't know. This is good. They're pulling here. Okay, we had a little support here. They're pulling here. We see more support or more demand underneath. They're pulling here. We're getting buyers. Now they got to get through this guy. They do, and they still have more buying pressure. So we're looking for this area to trade next, and then we're looking for a 300. Right? Okay, looking better, but we've pulled back 100% already back to this area here. Again, though, we're looking for support here. Okay, and we're not getting it. See how they're pushing underneath here? Or, I'm sorry, on the top here. Okay, so let's reevaluate this. I'm still looking for this to go higher, right? This is more like a pullback here. However, let's take a look at this. Why? Okay, we were looking for bigger picture. We're looking for the move to 300. It traded to this liquidity here, and this is the error I kind of made. Some of it pulled in here, but some of it traded, okay, and traded up into here, 95 liquidity. And it couldn't get through that. Right, so we got our pullback. So when you start to look for these moves to unfold, you might want to take some off at some of these areas in here. Right, just like with the ES we were talking about. We are still looking for the move higher here. But liquidity is really important. And look for that context between the aggressors and that liquidity. All right. So let's see if there's any questions in here. Stops and icebergs, you need rhythmic. That is correct. Trading for a living. No, DXFeed does not allow them. And unfortunately, we cannot get it also within crypto. Okay, nor stocks. All right, so Sella, here's another example in here. We were looking, this was looking pretty good. It did go higher. It did go into this 290 liquidity. So, you know, this is where we're looking for the move to 300. Well, it made it up to 295. Okay, so you might want to take some off and you can manage this trade. It's up to you. right? Now to win the competition, maybe that's not such a good idea. Maybe you need to stay in it and have your stop loss below the range. I don't know. You know, you might have a big loser. Okay, I would recommend just manage it correctly and just be on par. Don't try to win the competition like that. Just look for your setup and take your trade. We'll go over more of this tomorrow. So for example, look at this move back up here. And we're looking for, again, buyers in here, right? Well, we didn't get them. I mean, we got some. And I would have looked for this to happen, really. It looks good. And I don't see anything to really stop this now from going higher into 300 here. But just no buyers up here, exhausted out here. There's not liquidity. It just, we see it kind of trickle in. And I've seen this move so many times that it just, I would look for that move to 300 at this point. But it didn't happen. Instead, it traded down to this liquidity here, and now it looks like it wants to trade to this liquidity here, okay, at 60. A 30-point move, $30 move, $35 move, basically. Right, so manage your trade. Okay, now we're at the bottom of the range here, and let's look again now. Now maybe we get something here, okay, because we're at the bottom of the range. All right, so if any of you have questions in here about getting connected or trading from the Bookmap chart or from the DOM or whatever it might be, click on this link here, the Learning Center. Okay, that'll take you to the Bookmap Learning Center, and this is where you want to go here. Getting started. It's a course, and then you know it shows you the they're very short videos in here, so you can go through this really quickly. But an overview of Bookmap, what it is, and then adding symbols in here, navigating around the chart, displaying elements in here, volume, heat map, columns, etc. Okay, so there's like 50 videos in here, but they're very short, like I said. Now, the one that we want to go through is the one here, trading. Click on that. And then watch these in here. Okay, so this will give you an overview of the trade control panel. Then the details in the trade control panel here, and then how to place orders in here. Okay, and then we can do it in here as well. It's really simple, but I want to show you where that learning center is, and that's where you should go. The videos will be more concise than me during the webinar here. All right, so anyway, left clicking is in this window. If you want to click from the chart and manage your trades there, you can, no problem. You can use the buttons over here. Like I said, bracket will be, they're kind of partially supported in here, so you can trade with them. But this will take some of your liquidity, I believe. Right, so that's up to you. You know, how you want to use them. All right, so if you want to set, so our 60 traded here, okay, but we're back up above it. All right, so let's see if we get, you know, I'm looking for buyers to maybe come in here now. All right, so I can place a buy stop here. Okay, so there we go, 3.2 buy stop. There it is, I'm filled. Okay, and then I'm going to right click up here and just take some off right there. There we go. Okay, so there's a nice little move. Okay, now I just wanted to demo the top of the range, from here to the top of the range. Okay, it's looking like a much better move, and we can now I maxed this out. I kind of forgot that I had done that. Be careful. I know it's just demo and it's a competition. But look for your high probability trades, and if you do get that, then you can max it out. Right now we went from 280 to 394. right? But it's a double-edged sword, right? It can go both ways. So manage your risk. Use this to manage your risk. I would suggest. All right, and that was a very small move too. So anyway, yeah, you can place your limits by left clicking is always a buy in here. It depends on where. Now note, I just click 3 in here, and then note these 2 in here. They said the message popped up and it says that the order was rejected. It's because I don't have enough liquidity or margin. Okay, so I'm going to cancel all of these orders here. All right. So this is how it works. So you have margin that is available to you, $100,000 worth. So if you start losing money, then you're going to have less margin and won't be able to trade as much. Right? If you start making money, you will have more margin and you can trade more. Right? So let's see now. We're looking for the move higher here. Let's put on another position of 1. Now this is an error in here. This should work. I should be able to. Yeah, I don't like it. So let's try a different size in here, 0.5. Okay, there. Now I did get filled. That's odd. I'm working with the developer on that. We'll figure that out. But now what we're looking for in here. Okay, now again, is this really high probability? Well, it's not bad. Why? We saw the move up. We got a pullback here. We had support underneath here, and we're looking for buyers to come in. Okay, so we're looking for these buyers now. This is like a flag pattern in here. Strong move, pull back. Now we're looking for a follow through on another strong move. And then let's put our target up here at 300. Okay, so and then let's manage this here. Okay, now this is a very short term time frame here. It's still in play. Okay, I'm at a small loss. Okay, down to this liquidity here. Okay, so where do I want to take my stop on this? Well, I'm still going to give it a shot here. It just traded to this liquidity down here. Now they pulled, but it's starting to, we're starting to see a bit of a reaction here. Now let's see if we see the book light up here on the bid and we get more buyers coming in. Okay, so we're looking for the move to the top of the range here again. It's already up there. Now we really want to see our buyers here. This is important. Okay, they pulled here. That's good. Okay, so we're looking for the move higher here. And that'll complete our flag pattern here. A flag pattern, I kind of cringe to always say that. It's just really simple. This move here, okay, and then a pullback. And then we're looking for a reciprocal or continuation move, okay, right up to our target. Simple as that. Okay, so, and what factors are we leaning on in this one? Okay, now this one's not working out all that smoothly so far. It's still in play. We are in the range in here, but this is what we saw. High liquidity filled here. It rejected low. It went lower, rejected. Then we saw in here the buyers come in, and then we saw the book starting to support this under here, right? And under here too. So we're looking for the continuation. Strong move, pullback, strong move. Okay, now it came back down into this area, pulled back more. And then now we're looking again for the strong move in here. So we are leaning on these factors. First, this liquidity traded, and then it went lower, but it rejected. We saw a strong move by buyers. We saw a pullback. Okay, and then we saw support in here in the order book here. Okay, so we're still looking for the move higher. Note how these guys, see how these guys are doing it? Our target's right up here, okay? Just about to get filled. See how they do this? Like it's crazy, right? Like there we got filled, and actually we got slipped and filled one tick higher, which is nice. That doesn't happen too often. So that was our target. We're just looking for that, right? And we got out. Okay, so how did that work out here, or what I wanted to show you in here? So note how we traded that, and note how, see how they came in underneath again here, this order book imbalance, and the reaction to it was buyers, right? So now we were already positioned due to other factors, and then we had these guys fill the work for us as they traded it higher up into these areas here, right? Okay, so that's it, and that was our setup. Okay, it was a small flag pattern up to this 300 level here. Okay, now it's turning into a really big move here. Okay, I wasn't looking for that during this webinar. If I'd maybe looked at higher time frame stuff in here or whatever, maybe we'd still be in this and looking for move up into 400. Okay, maybe 500. Let's take a look. Where's that? 500 looks great too. It's the most in the order book here. All right. Okay, I hope this is helpful. We went through where to find information here. We'll go over a lot more tomorrow. And let me get back to the questions in here. And make sure that I kind of abandoned you guys there. Sorry about that. Let me get back to the questions here. Okay, any questions in Discord, guys? I see some in here. Okay. Hudson, your cross trading refused to set. Okay, try it again. So I think that in that learning center, you can also you should be able to see the cross trading. I believe there's a video. Anyway, you're going to have to right click in here and then go to hide panel or show panel. And if it says show panel or add panel here, you'll see it in here. Then add it, right? Add the cross trading. Then you'll need to select from the drop down here. This is important, right? You'll need to select the Bitcoin USDT. Okay, once you select it, then you have the option to click on the start button, and that's how it works. Okay, and then once you're set up, you select the size that you want to trade. Another one too, that if you want to set your buy stops, like we set a buy stop in here, right? Okay, so you will need to come back down here and change limit to market. Okay, this is your stop order type here, and by default it was market. And what will happen is it'll blow right through your stop and it will not get filled, but it will turn into a limit order at that point. All right. Any questions here? Let me see. Yeah, you can right click in here and set up your under these different configurations here for your account information, accumulation, position, volume, total P&L. Just right click in here, configure, and you'll see all the different options in here. Okay. What add-ons do you get with this? This is a really great question, Stan. We'll go over more of it tomorrow. But what you get is a liquidations indicator and cumulative volume delta. The liquidation indicator, though, is really great. This is like a stop run is even worse, much worse. It's the exchange liquidating people's account because they don't have any money left. They've hit their margin, so they're getting a margin call and they're being liquidated. And a lot of times you can see like there's one full Bitcoin up here liquidated here. And anyway, you can find it under add-ons, liquidation indicator. it's based on, this is the base currency. We can go into the quote currencies, and we can see like $28,000 were liquidated up in here, right? So yeah, play around with it. You'll also find information in the knowledge base on this, but you'll get that. We'll go over more of it tomorrow. I think Stan might be better and make more sense. Okay, let's see more questions here. Seller, that's how you get your balance. You'll see your balance in here. You'll have to right click in here, okay, and configure, and then you might have to select your account balance here, right? Yeah, Abby, we were just trading it, but again, this is just, just to try to help here, and align things so that we are looking for something that is more likely to unfold. Excellent, Hudson, got it working. Great. Yeah, I would, Floyd, this is a good question in here, Floyd's Garage. Be very careful in here. That, if you are trading demo with the ES and you have a live account though, like you are now in live trading mode here. So if you go to your ES or your stocks or whatever it is, and you're set up with a real account there, then you will be trading. So be very careful there. Note that. This is live trading into a demo account within that Bookmap is supplying you for crypto, and it is only for this competition. So if that is the case, then you might not want to open up your trade control panels for your ES or whatever. Make sure that you don't click on this button here, and don't trade it. All right, so that's kind of important, just in case. So don't take any big positions in the ES because you're in live mode now. All right, well, you can see that, well, we were looking for a bigger move potentially here up into, 350, 400, 500. Bitcoin, it does this a lot. All markets do this a lot, but this is looking really good for this to trade up higher. And it just couldn't. And look what it did. It traded all the way back down to this 600 or below here. Okay, so again, this is why we look for taking some profit along the way. It makes you look kind of foolish. Why did I take a profit here when all of this bigger move unfolded? Now it doesn't look so foolish. This was what we wanted. That was it. We took our profit. We look for the next setup. Okay. Yeah, you can, Alois, you want to play around with the before the competition. It should work. It will be reset before the competition starts. Correct. So that time is 12 p.m. UTC, which would be 8 a.m. Here in New York on Wednesday. Right. All right, guys. So we have a lot of events all week long here. So we'll go through many of them. Like I said, go to the. I really encourage you because we want to. We think this trading competition is a great tool for people to really hone their strategies and look for very specific things. So go for it. Jump in and give it your best shot here. Get good at some of these things with your trade management and your knowledge of your setup is just key. So what are you looking for? We'll go through a lot of confluences tomorrow. We just have gone through just a few of the last few days, but we'll look at a lot more. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. We've gone over the time limit here, but I wanted to get you guys set up on this. We're going to go through this again and again in the next few days, but this is going to be a lot of fun. Right? It's only a few days long, so have fun with it, and we're going to see how it goes. Right now, someone had asked about this in the future. Will it be with stocks and futures? And yeah, we want to. Okay, so we will see. This is our first kind of stab at it. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Hit the like button, please, if this was helpful for you. And then we will see you tomorrow at the same time. Go through that calendar like I was showing you in the Learning Center. And these are all the events that we have in here. Every day we're going to have at least one, maybe several. Tomorrow at this time we'll go through at 10, we'll go through more details in crypto, and then Crypto Lifer at 1 p.m. Then Wednesday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. I will be in here, and this will be for the special event. And then we also have crypto with Alejo in Spanish. Okay, he's a new streamer here. And then we also have crypto in the competition with John Slazos at 1 p.m. East Coast time. And then again on Thursday, 9 a.m. and then on Friday, 10 a.m. And that'll be a debrief. Trading will be over by that time. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day, and we will catch up with you tomorrow. Okay? Good trading. Bye-bye.